What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another scooter video. I've got some really exciting news for you guys today because we are adding a new Rapture deck to our lineup. Did you just say a new deck? Yes, you heard me right. We're adding a new deck to our lineup, and I couldn't be more thrilled to show you guys. We've been working on it now for the past 2 years between all the models and drawings and prototypes and just all the nitty-gritty stuff that you guys don't ever get to see. We've been doing it, we've been putting in the legwork, and I am so thrilled to show you guys this deck. It is freakishly light. Like, I can't even explain how light it is. I think we've come up with the perfect deck, if I'm being honest. So without any more hesitation, let's just show you guys. This is going to be the first time you guys have ever seen this deck. Well, actually, if you've been on my Instagram, you've probably seen me ride it for the past, like, literally year. I mean, maybe even a year and a half. It's been crazy. It's been a long journey, but we're finally here. And I'm just going to say it. This is the Rise deck. Thumbnail. This thing is so sick, and it's honestly been a dream of mine to produce a deck like this. I've drawn so many different drawings on my computer and just tried to mock up and create the lightest deck that I could that was still, you know, structurally super sound. And with this deck, we have most definitely achieved it. This deck is so freakishly light, has Rapture cutouts all down the deck, so it's all nice and pretty. And then underneath here we've got some more nose blunt space now for those of you guys who like the nose blunts. And then we've also got, you know, Rapture Rise logo, because we're calling it the Rise deck. Got a nice beefy cutout down here on the bottom part of the deck. And we've got removable dropouts. You guys like those box ends? Now you can take them in and out as much as you want. Oh yeah, also, that's right, we've got nylon brakes now, making it even lighter than it was before. But today's video is actually going to focus on getting some B-roll footage and some behind-the-scenes stuff for our Instagram account, because I've got to, like, you know, prep the sale for this deck. So by the time you guys see this video, the deck will already be out and ready to go. We're going to be having it on our completes as well, so keep an eye out for those. Those things are going to be one of the lightest completes on the market. So mark my words, if you guys pick that scooter up, you are gonna love it. Well, let's put this thing over here and grab my own scooter now and go get some content. Real quick, I already know the number one question that you guys are gonna be asking is, how light is this deck? This thing is only 2.42 pounds. That is literally one of the lightest decks on the market. We've tossed the GoPro on, and before we actually start stacking some content and some promo videos for the new Rise deck, I've got to ride a little bit because I haven't touched my scooter all day. So let's cue the music and drop in. You know, I actually just realized something. For those of you guys who've been watching the channel for, say, over a year, you guys probably haven't noticed anything different change on my scooter, because if you guys have been paying attention, well, I've been riding this deck for over a year now. Prototyping it and testing it and making sure it's, you know, good for you guys. Actually, comment down below if you guys have been here for over a year. If you have you noticed a new deck? And I'm pretty happy to say, after riding this deck for over a year now, I couldn't be more thrilled with it. And I just can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it and start riding it. But now I think we've rode her enough, and we've got pretty warmed up. I've gotten, actually I had a little bit out of breath after that little tiny warm up. So I think that means it's time to start stacking some content. Up first, I'm thinking it'd be cool to get like a 50-50 to bride drop, but I want to do it like in a cinematic way, to where it's like, you know, I put some wax on the coping and then I add some wax to the deck and, you know, just kind of spice it up to where it's not just like a single clip. So let's grab our main camera here. I use a Sony RX100 just for you guys who don't know what I use when I get like the more like cinematic shots. And then I've also got this little candle right here that's kind of gross. It's actually kind of falling apart on me, but it's gonna do the job for the day. Since I'm by myself, I'm gonna actually try to get 2 angles of this. So I'm gonna get a nice little close-up right here on the coping. After that, I'll probably cut to another clip from over there, kind of getting a secondary angle of me actually, you know, chucking the bri around. Yeah, my goal is to definitely do it while I'm still rolling. If I stop and then do the bri, I'm not gonna be happy with that. So it has to be a moving in motion to bri flip out. swear, man, this deck's like a cheat code. It feels almost like one of those Indo scoots. It's just so light. I'm pretty satisfied with those. I was just watching the clips back to make sure I got the right angle, and I was able to like show the, you know, the full landing and all that stuff. And man, it just flips around so well. It made it really easy. I got the trick like I think 5 times in a row, back to back to back. So the deck just really helps with that for sure. Big old shout out to, well, me actually, because I designed it. No, I'm just kidding. But in the next shot we're gonna try to do is I want to talk about the dropouts. It has removable dropouts like I touched on earlier in today's video. The dropouts are like a nylon composite plastic, so they're super duper light. They don't add hardly anything to the deck. So I'm gonna slap them on real quick, get a little shot of that, and then I'll probably get some 5-0 tricks. I don't do a lot of 5-0 tricks, so we're gonna see what we can pull out today. All right, the plan here is I want to get a shot of the wheel putting these deck ends on. So I got the camera set up so you can just see the wheel right here, and I want to get a cool little shot where I just kind of like pop these suckers in and then spin the axle on and then, you know, start riding. All right, that one took a lot longer to film than it should have. It's really hard to look at the camera while you're like, you know, bending over and like making sure you got everything nice and aligned, especially with those spacers. Trying to look at the camera and make sure I'm in frame and put the spacers in. If you guys have ever had to put spacers in while trying to do it from behind the camera, you know how hard that is. But anyways, we got the dropouts in now, and it really doesn't change much of the feel of the deck at all. It just kind of adds kind of more of just like a more of like a back end to it. So like if you were like locking to a feeble, you got more like girth back here to actually like, you know, lock into it. But let's go ahead and get used to it real quick, do a quick little run through, do some backwards feeble. That thing just slides like butter. Ooh, it locks into the 50s. Like, oh man, I should have done that with the bright flip drop in. Gosh, that feels so good. Let's get a front side 50 to whip it. Let's get a whip 50 to heel. Oh, let's get a 5-0. Yes. That fresh wax is making that a little slippery, but man, that feels good. Let's move on to get the clip over here. I'm envisioning doing like a 5-0, maybe like a bar spin into a 5-0. So let's first just make sure I can 5-0 on this thing. Yes, first tee, let's go. All right, let's set up the camera and try to get this shot. Ooh, that was a tired tap. Now that I got the bar to 5-0, I really want to get a bar to 5-0 to heel whip out. We're so close. I managed to get that bar to 5-0 to heel whip out actually pretty fast, so that made up for that amount of time that I spent just getting the back axle and everything put together because of the camera angle. So we're gonna move on to the next part now, and I really want to show you guys the nose blunt space, because look how much space we've got right there. You could fit like an entire coping in there. I want to focus on some nose blunt tricks, like whip to nose blunt, maybe like a nose blunt to 360 back end. I know a lot of you guys love your nose blunt tricks, so I'm really excited that we get to produce a deck that has more nose blunt space for you guys. But also, it doesn't take away any of the foot space. That was one of the biggest things I want to make sure when we were designing the deck. I was like, I don't want to sacrifice any foot space, because on our old spider decks, that was why the foot space was like so massively huge, is because we put the front wheel as close as we could get to the nose of the deck. But we found a way to keep the exact same foot space and make the nose blunt space just a little bit bigger, so you guys can actually lock into nose blunts now like no problem. But let's see, what do I want to do here? I guess I'll just set the camera up and I'll get a shot of the Rise logo, because the new Rise logo, we actually don't have any etchings on the deck except for right here on the neck. The whole idea of this was, since we have the word Rapture literally cut in to the deck right here, going down the deck. I don't have my grip tape cut out, but, oh, actually here, I can show you on this deck. Well, that was dramatic. You can see the cutout right there, just says Rapture. It's super sick and it's super clean, and I actually designed the font myself. I was just like messing around with some font types, and I just like started drawing shapes, and I was like, oh, that would be a sweet font file for our new logo. It's kind of the exact same as the laser etching, but it's a little bit sharper. Kind of similar to actually the shirt I'm wearing right now. If you want to pick up this shirt, it's called Follow the Light. It's available on rapture-scooters.com. I kind of made the shirt around the same time I was making the Rise deck back like a year ago. So if you guys haven't seen these shirts, go to rapture-scooters.com, check them out. Also, if you want to check out the new Rise decks, I'll have a link down in the description so you guys can get all the goods, you know. Anyways, talking about the cutouts, they're looking fresh, and the logo. So let's get a shot on the Sony right here and start doing some nose blunts. Alright, I might be getting cocky, but I want to add a bar. Alright, this one now, I really want to do a scooter faking nose blunt stall, but oh man, I have not done one of those in ages, like literally ages, so I don't know about this. Oh, okay, that wasn't too bad first attempt. I kind of forget how I like whip it back though, like I go for the scooter faking. Do I pull it back or do I like continue the whip? I feel like I used to pull it back. Oh yeah, just like that. Well, that pretty much covers it for all the content I was trying to snag for the new Rise decks that just released. I didn't really want to make today's video like a super long one because, well, that wasn't the purpose of today's videos. The goal was to try to get some clips and some promo videos for you guys so you guys can see how awesome this deck is. If you guys want to snag this deck, head to rapture-scooters.com and man, you guys can ride one of the lightest decks on the market and one of the most comfortable riding decks on the market. I'm just so stoked on how this deck performs. But we're gonna wrap it up there. If you guys like today's video, give me a big old thumbs up and smash that subscribe button if you guys are not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.